Your Ford has settings right now that are silently killing your battery while you sleep. Most owners have no idea these features are even active, and they wake up to a dead truck wondering what went wrong. I have been working on Fords for over 15 years, and every week I see the same story. Owners come in frustrated because their battery died overnight or over a weekend, and they just replaced it 6 months ago. The culprit is not the battery. It is factory settings that Ford left turned on by default, features that keep your vehicle's electrical system awake when it should be sleeping. A healthy Ford should settle to a parasitic draw between 20 and 50 milliamps within about 40 minutes of shutdown. But some of these settings push that draw to 200 or even 800 milliamps, and at that level, your battery does not stand a chance. Today, I'm exposing 7 Ford settings that are draining your battery overnight. Setting number 4 is responsible for more dead batteries than almost any other feature Ford has ever built into a vehicle. And setting number 1 is so sneaky that Ford actually issued internal service bulletins warning about it, but most owners were never told. Pay close attention because these are fixes you can do yourself in about 5 minutes. Let's start with setting number 7, the welcome lighting feature. This one sounds harmless, and honestly, when it works correctly, it is a nice convenience. Welcome lighting illuminates your headlights, taillights, and puddle lamps when your key fob gets within range of the vehicle. The idea is that you can see your truck in a dark parking lot or your driveway at night. The problem is that this feature keeps your vehicle's body control module partially awake, constantly scanning for your key fob signal. Every time you walk past your truck with the fob in your pocket, your vehicle wakes up, turns on the lights, and then has to go through the entire shutdown cycle again. If your truck is parked in your garage and your keys are hanging on a hook near the garage wall, your truck might be waking up dozens of times per day. Every single wake cycle draws power from your battery. Ford actually sent a notice to owners telling them to disable zone lighting because it was draining batteries, and later issued an over-the-air update to address the problem. But welcome lighting continues to cause issues because the vehicle's receiver module never fully powers down when this feature is active. It stays in a low-power listening state that draws more current than you would expect. Here is how to turn it off. Go to your touchscreen, navigate to Settings, then Lighting, and look for Welcome Lighting. Toggle it to off. On some models, it is called Approach Lighting, and it does the same thing. While you are in there, also check Zone Lighting settings and turn those off too, unless you actively use them. This single change can reduce your overnight parasitic draw by 15 to 30 milliamps, which does not sound like much until you realize that is running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Over a week of sitting, that adds up to a meaningful amount of battery capacity lost for absolutely no reason. Setting number 6, the extended power outlet timer. Ford includes a feature called extended power outlet use that keeps your 12-volt outlets and USB ports active for up to 45 minutes after you turn off the engine. This is supposed to be convenient for charging your phone or powering a device after you park. But here is the problem most owners do not realize. If you have anything plugged into those outlets, like a phone charger, a dash cam, a radar detector, or even a USB cable with no device attached, the system keeps those circuits energized. Some aftermarket USB adapters draw power even when nothing is connected to them. That little LED light glowing on your cigarette lighter, USB adapter, is proof that current is flowing. And depending on the device, that draw can be significant. I have measured aftermarket dash cameras pulling 300 to 500 milliamps continuously, even in standby mode. That will drain a battery overnight, guaranteed. The fix has 2 parts. First, unplug everything from your power outlets when you park. Do not leave chargers, adapters, or cables plugged in. Second, check your vehicle settings on the touchscreen. Navigate to Settings, then General, and look for Power Outlet or Accessory Power options. On some models, you can change the behavior so outlets shut off immediately when the engine turns off. instead of staying active for that 45-minute window. The extended timer resets every time you restart the engine, so even if you only ran the truck for 30 seconds, you have just given those outlets another 45 minutes of battery draw. If your battery has been acting weak and you have had a USB adapter plugged in permanently, there is a very good chance that is your problem. Remove it, charge your battery fully, and see if the issue disappears. You would be amazed how many battery drain complaints I have traced back to a forgotten phone charger left, plugged into the center console. Setting number 5 is one that most Ford owners do not even know exists: the sync system sleep mode behavior. Your sync infotainment system is permanently wired to battery power. It does not shut off when you turn off the ignition. Instead, it enters a sleep mode where it is supposed to draw minimal current. The key word there is supposed to. Ford service bulletins acknowledge that Sync 3 and Sync 4 systems sometimes fail to enter sleep mode properly. When this happens, the sync module stays in what technicians call a half-awake polling state, continuously checking for Bluetooth phone connections or scanning for software update signals. I have personally measured sync modules drawing over 1 amp when they refuse to sleep. That is enough to drain a battery from full to dead in about 12 hours. Ford has released multiple software updates specifically targeting this problem, but many owners never get these updates because they do not bring their vehicles in for service regularly. If you are enjoying these tips, go ahead and hit that like button now and make sure you are subscribed, because we are about to get into the settings that cause the most expensive battery problems Ford owners face. Here is what you can do about the sync sleep issue. First, check if your sync system has any pending software update. On the touchscreen, go to Settings, then General, then About Sync or Software Update. If an update is available, install it. Ford has pushed updates specifically designed to fix module sleep behavior. Second, make sure your Bluetooth is set to not auto-connect when the vehicle is off. On some sync versions, the system keeps scanning for previously paired phones even after shutdown. Go into Bluetooth settings and check if there is an option called Bluetooth at startup or auto-connect. Disabling this can help the module enter sleep mode faster. Third, if your battery keeps dying and you have ruled out other causes, try pulling the sync fuse for 1 day. Your owner's manual will tell you which fuse controls the sync and radio system. If your battery holds its charge with that fuse pulled, you have found the problem. Take the vehicle to a dealer and ask specifically for a sync module software reflash. In some cases, the entire APIM accessory protocol interface module may need to be replaced. Ford extended the warranty on these modules in certain model years because the failure rate was so high. Setting number 4, and this is the big one, the FordPass Connect modem. If you own a 2017 or newer Ford, your vehicle has a built-in cellular modem that communicates with Ford servers through the FordPass app. This modem allows you to remotely lock, unlock, and start your vehicle from your phone. It also sends vehicle health reports and location data to the app. Sounds great, right? The problem is that this modem maintains a cellular connection around the clock. It is essentially a cell phone built into your truck that never gets turned off. Under normal conditions, the modem should draw minimal current when the vehicle is sleeping. But Ford issued a service special message, SSM 50804, acknowledging that vehicles with modems activated through FordPass can experience 12-volt battery drain. The bulletin specifically mentions that the modem can keep the vehicle network in an activated state, preventing modules from entering sleep mode. This problem gets worse if you park in an area with weak cellular signal. When the modem cannot maintain a strong connection, it increases its transmission power as it tries to stay online. That increased power draw accelerates battery drain significantly. Some owners have reported their trucks entering deep sleep mode, which Ford's own documentation says occurs after 14 consecutive days of inactivity or when battery voltage drops below 9.5 volts within just a few days of parking. That should not happen with a healthy battery. The solution is to manage your FordPass Connect settings carefully. In the FordPass app on your phone, you can adjust how frequently the app polls your vehicle for status updates. Reducing those check-ins cuts the number of times the modem wakes up, and that lowers parasitic current draw on the battery. If you plan to park your vehicle for extended periods, consider deactivating FordPass Connect entirely through the app. You will lose remote features, but your battery will last weeks instead of days. Be very careful with third-party apps that connect to your Ford through FordPass. Ford's service bulletin warns that non-Ford phone applications can cause excessive battery drain by making too many data requests through the vehicle network. If you use any smart home integration, location tracking apps, or fleet management software that connects to your Ford, those could be hammering your vehicle modem with requests and preventing it from sleeping. Setting number 3 is the intelligent access system with passive key fob polling. Your Ford's passive entry system constantly transmits low-frequency radio signals looking for your key fob. When you walk up to your truck and grab the door handle, the vehicle detects your fob and unlocks automatically. This is convenient, but the system never fully stops scanning. Even when the vehicle is locked and supposedly asleep, the passive entry receivers remain partially active, consuming battery power while they wait for a fob to come within range. This creates a specific problem when your keys are stored near the vehicle. If your key fob is hanging on a hook inside your garage, sitting on a table near the garage wall, or in a jacket pocket in a mudroom adjacent to where you park, the vehicle may be repeatedly detecting the fob's presence and waking up its systems. Each wake event causes the body control module, the instrument cluster, and other modules to power up briefly before settling back to sleep. In extreme cases, the vehicle may cycle through wake and sleep states dozens of times overnight. I have seen owners solve their battery drain problems simply by moving their keys to the other side of the house, away from the vehicle. One customer of mine was hanging his keys on a hook directly on the other side of the wall from where his F-150 was parked in the garage. The fob signal was passing through the drywall and triggering the truck's passive entry system constantly. Moving the keys to the kitchen solved a battery drain that 2 dealership visits could not diagnose. You can reduce this drain by storing your key fob inside a metal container or a Faraday pouch when you are at home. These block the fob's radio signal completely. You can also disable the intelligent access feature through your vehicle settings. Go to Settings, then Vehicle, then Locks, and look for Passive Entry or Intelligent Access. Turning this off means you will need to press the unlock button on your fob to open the doors, but your battery will thank you. The fuel pump prime function activates every time the system detects your fob, and that is another source of draw. Some owners use ForScan to disable the fuel pump prime on fob detection, which further reduces the wake-up power consumption. Before we get to the top 2 battery-killing settings, if you are finding this valuable, smash that subscribe button and hit the bell. Your engagement helps other Ford owners discover these hidden problems that dealers will not tell you about. Setting number 2, battery management system miscalibration. This is not a setting you turn on or off in a menu. It is a system behavior that directly causes battery problems, and it has a fix most owners do not know about. Your Ford has a battery management system, abbreviated BMS, that monitors voltage, current flow, and the state of charge of your battery through a sensor mounted on the negative battery cable. The BMS tracks how much energy goes into and out of the battery, and it uses that data to manage charging and to activate battery saver mode when voltage gets low. Here is where it goes wrong. The BMS has an internal counter that tracks how long your battery has been in service. As that counter increases, the system becomes more aggressive about activating battery saver mode and reducing the charging rate from the alternator. This is designed to extend battery life, but when you replace your battery without resetting the BMS counter, the system still thinks it is managing an old, degraded battery. It reduces charging output from the alternator, meaning your new battery never gets a full charge. It then sits at a lower state of charge overnight, making it more susceptible to being drained by any of the other parasitic draws we have talked about. Reset the battery management system, BMS, every time you install a new battery. This can be done at the dealership through ForScan for about $40 in adapter costs, or on some models through a specific procedure in the vehicle settings. The BMS needs approximately 8 hours of uninterrupted sleep after a reset to relearn the proper state of charge for your new battery. If you interrupt that process by starting the vehicle too soon, you may need to reset it again. Ford makes it very clear that this counter should only be reset when installing a new battery, not as a workaround for drain issues, but the important thing is that it gets done. I see trucks come in every week with new batteries that are chronically undercharged because nobody reset the BMS after installation. The battery tests fine on a load tester, the alternator checks good, but the truck still dies after sitting for a few days. A simple BMS reset solves the problem immediately. Setting number 1 is the auto start-stop system and its hidden impact on battery life. Most owners know the auto start-stop button, and they find it annoying when the system shuts off the engine at every traffic light. What most people do not realize is that auto start-stop has a direct and damaging effect on battery longevity that goes beyond starter wear. These systems require a specific type of battery, an absorbent glass mat battery, sometimes called AGM, that can handle frequent deep discharge and recharge cycles. These batteries cost $250 to $400 compared to $120 to $180 for a conventional battery. Ford programs the battery management system specifically for these more expensive batteries, with charging algorithms calibrated for their unique chemistry. When the auto start-stop system is active, the battery goes through dozens of partial discharge cycles on every drive. Each time the engine stops at a light, the battery alone powers every electrical system in the vehicle, including sync, the climate blower motor, the headlights, the brake lights, and the power steering pump electronics. Then when the engine restarts, the alternator must rapidly recharge the battery while also powering those systems and propelling the vehicle. This rapid discharge and recharge pattern is called microcycling, and it accelerates internal battery degradation even in batteries designed for this use. After 2 to 3 years of this abuse, the battery capacity drops significantly. It can no longer hold a charge overnight the way it could when new. The battery might test acceptable on a quick voltage check, but fail under a proper load test. Meanwhile, other parasitic draws are pulling from a battery that is already weakened. Every single time you start your vehicle, press that auto start-stop disable button. It is usually located near the shifter or on the center console, marked with the letter A with a circular arrow and an off symbol. The system disables until you shut off the engine, and then it reactivates on your next start. Ford does not allow permanent disabling through factory settings because the feature is required for EPA fuel economy certification. Aftermarket devices like the Auto Stop Eliminator cost about $100 to $150, and they automatically disable start-stop every time you start the engine, saving you from pressing that button every drive. More importantly, if you have had auto start-stop active for years and notice your battery struggling, do not just replace the battery and call it fixed. Have the battery management system counter on the new battery reset as we discussed in setting number 2. Then disable auto start-stop going forward to prevent the same accelerated degradation from happening to your replacement battery. The fuel savings from auto start-stop amount to roughly $30 to $50 per year. A replacement AGM battery costs $300 or more. The math does not favor leaving this system active. Take action today. Go through your Ford settings and make these changes. Turn off welcome lighting and zone lighting. Unplug everything from your power outlets when you park. Check for sync software updates and make sure the system is entering sleep mode properly. Manage your FordPass Connect settings and reduce how often the app polls your vehicle. Store your key fob away from the vehicle and consider disabling intelligent access. Reset your battery management system if you have recently replaced the battery, and disable auto start-stop every time you drive. These are not complicated fixes, but they protect a battery that costs hundreds of dollars to replace, and they prevent the frustration of walking out to a dead vehicle on a Monday morning. If you found this helpful, make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, and drop a comment below telling me which of these settings was draining your battery without you knowing. And share this video with other Ford owners who need to see this information before their battery dies. If you want to learn more about protecting your Ford from expensive repairs, check out the video where I reveal 5 more settings that are quietly destroying your engine. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.